Welcome back to a Yorkshire Lad Talks Football and welcome to another video. Chelsea have just beaten Crystal Palace 4-1 and I think it was the most convincing performance I've seen from Chelsea under Thomas Tuchel, especially in the attacking half of the pitch. Chelsea were ruthless, absolutely emphatic, and the attack just clicked tonight. It just clicked so much. You had Havertz, Pulisic, Mount as the front three and it just worked so well. And we're starting to finally see, yes, we've been playing well in defence. Yes, we've been controlling games. But the actual precision in attack, that's what's been missing. And we saw it tonight in abundance. Brilliant from Chelsea. Brilliant from the attack. And emphatic. 4-1 Chelsea. What more could you want? We jumped back into that top four position after Liverpool overtook us after beating Villa earlier on today. But Chelsea are back in there now and they're in a great position now to push on and get that top four, and we've got a semi-final. The small matter of a semi-final potentially coming up. If we see the Porto game through, I'm sure we will. But yeah, let's get on with the video. Let's stop the waffling. And if you're new to the channel, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff, and help me out. That'd be wicked. So yeah, let's get on with the video. I'm going to give you 5 reasons as to why I believe Chelsea beat Crystal Palace 4-1. And my number one is Christian Pulisic. The man is back. He is back. Captain America is back for good. He's back for good. And we've missed him. We've missed him. He's been injury. He's been suffering a few injuries. His form's dropped a bit. Tuchel's not fancied him. He's not been able to fit into our 5 at the back system. He's not been able to push Timo Werner out, even though Timo Werner has been playing extremely poorly. Pulisic's back. He's looking at his best. And Chelsea can only move on forward and progressively from here with him back in the side, because last season he was our most important player, especially in that second half after the lockdown. Pulisic was magnificent. He was a special player, and he's a special talent. He stood out last season like a sore thumb because he has this natural ability to drive past players like Eden Hazard does, and he just stood out so much. And his goal and assist ratio last season as well, we haven't seen that before in his career when he was at Dortmund, but it started to come to fruition at Chelsea last season. And if we can get him back to his magnificent best, we have got a superb player. And we have to play him because we can't afford to let him leave to rivals. There's been talks about him leaving to Liverpool, Man United or Bayern Munich. We cannot allow that to happen because Christian Pulisic is a magnificent player and he's proved it again tonight. He's back, 2 goals, lively, he was brilliant tonight, lively, beating people at will like he does, like Eden Hazard-esque. Scored 2 goals, and yeah, hopefully that's the start of something very good for Christian Pulisic this season. Hopefully he can push on and produce the levels he produced last season towards the end of the season. So yeah, that's my first point, and it's about Christian Pulisic. My second point is about King Kai Havertz. Now this guy, he's had a lot of stick. Yes, we bought him for 72 million. He hasn't performed to his majestic best that we saw him in the Bundesliga. But we saw the talent. That's why we bought him. And we knew he'd get there, and he's getting there slowly, week by week. He's playing in that false 9, a position that suits him so well because he needs to be more in them advanced roles. Under Lampard, as I've spoke before, he's been playing in the number 8, number 10 roles, but he's playing in the number 9 role, the false 9, so he can drop back into them half spaces, join in with the midfield, and then he's got the freedom to move around in the attack because he's playing that false 9. He ain't playing a striker, so he's not stuck to that centre forward role. He's got freedom. And it suits him perfectly, as I've said. And he's starting to really come out of his shell a bit and show what he can do. Brilliant again tonight, Havertz. And he got his deserved goal. He should have had about 3, maybe even 4, to be honest. There was one chance in the first half that I thought, wow, if that had gone in, that just takes his level even higher. And his standards even higher. Bloody hell, Jorginho played a beautiful clip ball over the top. Havertz brings it down with his left foot. He flicks it over, I think it's Gary Cahill's head. It was out of this world. It was Messi-esque. Flicks it over the guy's head. I think it was Cahill, as I've said. And shoots with his right foot. And Guaita makes a great save in the bottom corner from a right-footed Havertz shot. But yeah, Havertz is flourishing. He's looking back to his best. And he's looking like the player we bought from Bayer Leverkusen. Magnificent tonight. And that leads me nicely on to my third. It's another player. It's another player, not a general key talking point. It's Mason Mount. Mason Mount, I've talked about him the other night against Porto, and he got man of the match on Sky. You can't hide away from the fact that Mason Mount was magnificent again. Yes, we've talked about him a lot. Many pundits, many other opposite players are talking about him. The footballing world's talking about him, but you can't hide away from the fact he's just performed magnificently again. As you've said, man of the match. I thought Havertz were man of the match, but Mount deserves to get that accolade as well. He was everywhere. He's our creative spark as well. I think everything that came through Chelsea tonight came through Mount and Havertz, but Mount was the one linking it from deep. Yes, he's playing right forward, inside forward, further upfield, but he's dropping back into these positions where no one can pick him up. He just manages to find a space out of nothing. And he's got the potential to go right to the very top. And what we're seeing week by week with Mason Mount is that his levels, he shouldn't have a level. He shouldn't have like an end level. Mason Mount can take this game anywhere he wants to. His creative side, his defensive side, and the whole team evolves around Mason Mount. It's the same with England, and a player to do that, to link everything through them by creating these half spaces, by creating these spaces, by creating spaces through dribbling past players. He's so good. Yeah, as I've said, the superlatives for Mason Mount, they won't stop. They can't stop because, yeah, Mason Mount just fantastic again tonight, and I had to speak about him. Yes, we spoke about him quite a lot recently, but we had to speak about him, and that leads me nicely on to the fourth point, and it's about Chelsea's momentum. Chelsea's momentum is building so much so that I don't think I can see a team stopping us, and I'll put it out there. There's potential we can win the Champions League, and I don't know if there is a team that can stop us. Yes, West Brom have beaten us. Yes, they've beaten us 5-2. We had a man sent off in that game. You have to remember, Thiago Silva was sent off in the first half, which is always a negative for a side. Playing with 10 men for over 60 minutes is always going to be a disadvantage for a side, and that's exactly what happened. Yes, they put us to the sword. They got 5 past us in the end, but it's because we were taking the game to them. And we played right into their hands. We were taking the game to them, left spaces in behind, and they managed to pick the passes well. They picked the right opportunities to go forward, and they hurt us. End of. But we've moved on. That was just a blip. Mason Mount was rested that game. Rudiger and Kante were rested that game. Some of our best players, and yeah, it was a blip. And where we've got our momentum back, and there's no stopping us. I won't be surprised if we won the Champions League. You've heard it here first. And that leads me nicely on to my fifth key talking point, and it's about our insane squad depth and the actual team cohesion that is taking place at the club at the minute. We've got amazing squad depth. On the bench tonight, we had the likes of Hakim Ziyech, Timo Werner, N'Golo Kante, the best CDM in the world. It's ridiculous. And the side that we put out, on paper, it's incredible. Look at the front three: Mason Mount, Christian Pulisic, and Havertz. That is a front three of nightmares. That front three is probably the best. As I've said, Chelsea were flawless in attack tonight. I think that's the best attacking performance I've seen us put out since Tuchel arrived. And that front three, I think we have to take that front three forward. Werner, yes, he's a forward. We've spent a lot of money on him. You want him to do well, but that front three is there for the taking, and it's there to take us forward and potentially win the Champions League. And the cohesion of the side is phenomenal. There's a real buzz around the team at the minute, real buzz around the place at the minute, and I think a lot of Chelsea fans and the squad themselves are confident we can take this squad somewhere special. And I can't wait for the fans to be back in the stadium, because the buzz in that away end is going to be something else. And yeah, they're my 5 key talking points. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe and up the Chels. Cheers.